The market has been on fire. Bitcoin is almost at its all-time high. Today, we're talking about our portfolio. We're going to cover all of the things that have been going on in the space over the last few days, and we're going to talk about what I'm doing on chain right now. You don't want to miss this one. Let's get straight to it. So, without further ado, let's go and check out the portfolio. The portfolio's been on fire, actually. I think we were through $30,000 last episode, and just in a matter of a few days, just over a week, actually, we're now at 35,000. We actually were like 37, but we had a little bit of a pullback today with some alts kind of bleeding a little bit. As you can see, I haven't changed too much other than like adding a bit more ETH. We made some profits there, so I mean that's basically our core holding at the moment. But otherwise, Gearbox has done really well. SNS has also done really well. Like you can see, like with 300-400% up on those positions now, which has been fantastic, even though they've had a little bit of a pullback as well. So we were even higher at one point in time. But otherwise, generally, the market is ripping. AI coins are ripping, meme coins are ripping, and of course, the one and only Bitcoin has been absolutely ripping, with probably the biggest ever monthly candle that will probably be over in a few hours' time as we approach March. So this is going to be like the biggest ever monthly candle for Bitcoin ever. It's been absolutely insane going from... I mean, I'd say the entire move from this pullback that we had back in January. From there, I mean, how much has this gone up? We're talking about a 65% move up in literally 3 weeks or 4 weeks. It's been absolutely amazing. We are approaching that May 21 high, and we kind of rejected off that a couple of times almost. So I really do wonder where we're going to go from here. Are we going to kind of consolidate a little bit, maybe come down, and then kind of go all the way back up? Maybe perhaps something like this, and then kind of go back? Or are we actually going to see strength and just go up only? Or the third option, which some people are speculating, is are we going to kind of have a bit of a pullback, maybe a 15-20% pullback before we supercharge up again? I think those are like three scenarios that I'm thinking about. But overall, long term, I'm going to say this straight. I think Bitcoin is going to six figures, and therefore I think the rest of these altcoins are going to absolutely send it. And so I don't know which direction we're going to go in the short term. Perhaps one of these three. I'm thinking about all alternatives at the moment. But I think in the long run, over the coming 12 to 24 months, I'm betting on a Bitcoin, a six-figure Bitcoin. One of the reasons why is the Bitcoin ETF. The Bitcoin ETF has just been absolutely insane. Yesterday, we saw the third biggest day of inflows, 576 million. And that means in just 32 days since the Bitcoin ETF has come out, we've seen $6.7 billion come into Bitcoin. And the question is like, how much more are we going to see? A lot, because your grandma's pension fund is kind of buying Bitcoin. Your friends, your shopkeepers, your barber, everyone's ETF, everyone's index funds are going to be exposing themselves to Bitcoin. Everyone's pension funds are going to be exposing themselves to Bitcoin, and this is the way that institutions are buying Bitcoin right now. And you can see it clearly with the inflows at the moment. Look at the inflows this week. Monday, 500 million, 520 million. Tuesday, 577 million. Wednesday, $673 million. How is Bitcoin not going to six figures when we see this level of inflows coming in every single day? And one of my favorite bits of information, look at the net outflows from the gold ETF and look at the net inflows to the Bitcoin ETF, which is actually almost $7 billion now. It's just absolutely insane. And this is going to be 10 billion, maybe even 20, 30, 50, maybe even 100 billion eventually. And I think like when you have that level of buying pressure, there's no way in my opinion that we're not going to see a six-figure Bitcoin. I am so bullish on that for sure. And I think if that happens, damn, our bags are going to be sending it differently. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today in regards to Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's been doing fantastic. Alts have actually been lagging a little bit compared to Bitcoin. So I wonder if we're going to either see that pullback or have one of the craziest alt seasons ever. In either scenario, I'm happy, because if we do get a bit of a pullback, I will get a bit more of a chance to basically, perhaps that could be the last chance ever to really buy some alts for the rest of this cycle. It literally could be one of the last chances, or if things keep ripping up, I'm not complaining. I'm exposed very nicely to the market right now. So yeah, I am thinking, if there is a pullback, fine, whatever. One of the reasons why as well is I'm looking at Validator. I'll leave my referral in the description below to this really, really, really good application where you can see lots of data, lots of metrics. And one of the things that I like to look at is basically funding rates. And you can see like right now, pretty much for all alts, we're like at high levels of funding rates. I mean, I know like some of these are like 100% plus. So this is getting hot, and you can see just how quickly it changed from just a few days ago. Obviously, with Bitcoin, like from the 23rd of February, it was just under 50k, and it went all the way up to 64. So like naturally, people are longing. People are so long at the moment, and like how long can people be this long for without without having some sort of liquidation event potentially, especially if people start taking profit or people start shorting and get stopped out. Man, this is hot, is what I'm trying to say. This is hot. You can also see like open interest change like over time. Obviously, we had the Uniswap proposal with the fee switch. I mean, so much is going on. I think I'm going to have to do like 2-3 episodes a week at this rate, because like there's just so much going on. I couldn't even talk about the Uniswap proposal, which is a pretty big deal. Uniswap, the token, Uni token, did actually pump quite a decent amount. And I did actually write about this in my newsletter. I'll leave a link to that in the description below too, if you want to read a little bit about what happened there. So yeah, funding rates sky high. How long is that going to last for? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the market can be pretty irrational for a long time. So that's pretty much that. What am I doing now on chain is the question that I think many of you may be wanting to know. And for me, there is one thing at the moment that deserves attention, and it's the Blast mainnet. So the Blast mainnet is live as of around 1 hour ago. You can actually bridge and use various different apps within the Blast ecosystem. A few friends and I have spent some time like doing a bit of research into Blast. There's about 100 plus projects launching there, from DeFi protocols, AI, gaming, NFTs, money markets and DEXs, and even meme coins. And I think basically there's just a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of volatility. And so, yeah, I recommend, well, I mean, I can't say I recommend what I'm doing. You can decide to do this if you want or not. No financial advice. I'm bridging ETH into Blast. I know that originally when I did make my video about Blast, I didn't bridge any funds in, and I didn't really want to have my funds locked up. But now that they're not locked up, now you can basically enjoy the fruits of what's been built over the last few months. I'm happy to bridge, and I'm happy to play around. And you get a sense of kind of what's going on by going on Dex Screener and having a look at like all of the different tokens on Blast right now, and you can just see like the 24-hour price action. Some of these assets, I mean, can you even call them assets? Hardly. Some of these tokens are up like stupid amounts. There is definitely potential here if you get into the right plays. Some of these will rug, of course, but there will be some really good opportunities when it comes to using some of the legit applications as well. Whether or not there's more point programs or something is another question. I'm sure there will be points, and we know that points mean prizes. I think people are generally getting a bit fatigued with airdrop farming though. But yeah, there will be lots of airdrop stuff, and I probably will make a video about it if you guys are interested. But yeah, this is bullish. And I guess I kind of do have some exposure via Blur, which is currently staked. Whether or not that gives me a Blast airdrop, I'm not too sure actually. But there is kind of some link there. And I believe Blur is also going to be on Blast as well. There's many projects launching on Blast. And I think that the way that they've done their mechanics and their economic structure around the Blast token is pretty bullish. Most of it is going to apps and users. So yeah, I can't wait for that. And of course, there's 2 billion in TVL. So yeah, I wouldn't fade that either. So anyway, not too much to change in terms of the portfolio for now. I will be buying more AI coins. But yeah, I think let's wait for dips for now before buying anything else. Things are pretty hot. And I think there's a chance they could get hotter as well. So that's all I wanted to cover today, just a quick update. I will try and make more of these videos just because there's so much going on here. At least you guys can keep up with what I'm doing, things that are happening in the market, things that I've got my attention on at the moment. But yeah, at least you can kind of follow along as well as the portfolio changes rapidly with the volatility too. So smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with plenty more content in the near future.